Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Greasy, but of course, not literally. Got a bit of a controversial one for you guys today. But before we get into that, I do want to thank all the people who subbed up recently. Very awesome. Thank you for the support. I'm a small channel, means a lot. You know, even if some of my takes are pretty stupid, like maybe in this video you won't agree with a single thing I say. But, thank you guys for the support. If you like this video, any new viewers who aren't subbed, please consider subbing, liking, commenting, all that stuff. Well, let's get into the video. The modern state of gaming is a mess, and I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with what I have to say. A lot of the stuff I have to say is very, controversial, because I'm going in on everybody today. I'm going in on PlayStation, going in on Xbox, and Nintendo. Nintendo hates a pretty big topic on the internet. People don't like Nintendo. I like Nintendo, but I do have some criticisms. A lot of criticisms about Nintendo, their business practices. Mostly just their business practices. I do like their games, but that's the topic today. I kind of want to just start off by talking about need to broaden your horizons a little bit. When people say gaming is dead, it is not fucking dead. I've gotten into a couple arguments with people saying, yeah, gaming's dead. Gaming's dead. I got nothing to play. And they play the same games. Let's talk about PlayStation. People own a PS5. I owned a PS5. I got rid of it because there's no games on it. We get a game every year, maybe two. They come to PC like a year later. I have a PC now. I don't care. I just don't. And people will buy a PlayStation 5 to play games. They'll get some exclusives. They'll play those. They'll buy the 6 games that are on the PS5, most of which can even be played on the PS4. And they'll just kind of play those and go back to playing fucking Fortnite and Call of Duty, shit like that. And then they'll say, yeah, gaming's dead. It's not dead. You got to broaden your horizons. Go try something new. Go play an RPG. Go play, some weird, wacky game that you're not too sure about. Go buy Baldur's Gate or something. Go try something out of your, people wouldn't be too sure if it was good or not. I had a PS5. And as somebody who does like to try new games, it was all right. But I found often that I would play the new exclusive. I would have, it would be all right. It'd be all right. And then I just go on, wait till the next one, sit on my ass, play some fucking COD or some Fortnite or something with my friends. And that was basically what my PS5 was for. And, I was kind of caught in that cycle, just like I think most people are. And I do think that it would be better for you not to do it. Try some new games. I swear there's more out there than The Last of Us and God of War and Spider-Man. It's just how it is. Xbox. At least the PlayStation's doing stuff. Xbox, you guys don't have shit. And they fire employees, which feels like, I don't know, every couple months they fire another 1,000 employees or something. They don't drop any games, and when they do, they just shut the developers down. I feel like 50% of the Game Awards or Summer Game Fest, anything like that, is just Xbox announcing a game. People are pretty excited for it, and then it just gets canned 3 years later. I don't know, guys. That sucks. And I think Hi-Fi Rush is a good example of it. People on Xbox loved Hi-Fi Rush. It was something new. It was something innovative. Something, you wouldn't usually get. People on, buy an Xbox for Halo, Forza, stuff like that. And Hi-Fi Rush came out. They don't got a lot going on, so I'm sure a lot of people who usually wouldn't play something like that bought it, loved it, were excited for the studio to, work on some new games, maybe a sequel. And then Xbox killed the goddamn studio. Yeah, what are they thinking? I don't know. They had Expedition 33 come out recently. That's not even an exclusive. You can play it on PlayStation, PC. I mean, like most Xbox games. And it's just like, man, people love Expedition 33. It's getting a lot of people into turn-based combat. More people need to branch out. I've seen a lot of people who have played Expedition 33 who didn't like turn-based combat. They loved it, and you recommend them some other RPGs, some JRPGs, and they're like, oh no, I'm not gonna play that anime slop. The fuck are you talking about, anime slop, buddy? There are other games out there. If you limit yourself to what you know or what you figure you might not like, you're never gonna truly experience some real modern masterpieces. If you played Expedition 33 and you were like, okay, well that's it, and I'm like, oh, you should go play Metaphor ReFantasio. That's a great turn-based RPG, and I think it was my game of the year for last year. And they'll probably, oh no, I don't play those anime games. I don't play those Diddy-ah games. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just because it has like an anime art style, people will skip out on things. Broaden your horizons a little bit, man. If you like one turn-based RPG, let me tell you, you're gonna like a lot of them. People, they talk about E33 and they're like, oh well, the combat's just a lot more interesting than other RPGs. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, guys. E33 is like baby's first RPG. The combat's pretty damn simple. There are a lot more fun RPGs out there with more interesting combat. It's got a dodge and a parry mechanic, which is fun, but my personal experience with the game after a while, it was just like, yeah, okay. If this is like the main attraction of the combat, it's like very whatever for me. I feel like they could have added a little more depth in other areas, and it would have been a little bit more fun. Me personally, that's just how I think. It's a great game, don't get me wrong. But guys, please branch out. Please branch out when you play other games. There are other games out there. I see TikToks of people saying, oh, I like games. Yeah, but gaming is dead right now. And their library, it's always on the PS5, mind you, is like Red Dead Redemption 2, like GTA, Spider-Man, and like Call of Duty and Fortnite. It's like, man, come on, guys. You guys gotta like, don't limit yourself to like PlayStation exclusives and fucking Fortnite, okay? You're killing yourself with that. Go fucking play like a visual novel. Go fucking play some weird ass fucking indie game. Go play a fucking strategy RPG. Listen, and I'm not trying to hate on anybody's preference of games, but what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that you need to give games a try if you haven't played them. You can't just, I see a lot of people, and this goes back to the Fire Emblem video I did the other day. You gotta give games a chance. You can't just assume a game is bad because you watch like a video or a clip of it and you're like, oh, I don't really know. Come on, you guys gotta just try things out. That's really all I'm trying to say with this one. Don't take my advice if you don't want to. If you know what you like and you're like, I don't want to, like, I know what I'd like, I'd rather just wait, I'm comfortable with the way things are, sure, more power to you. But I'm telling you right now, when you broaden your horizons and you get to experience new things, and you go play that wacky game, you go play this puzzle game, you go play this old retro collection or something, I don't know, go try something out. People have Game Pass, people have the PS Plus catalog on their PS5s and stuff, or PS4s. Go try some random game on there. Trust me, you won't regret it. I mean, sometimes maybe you will. I'm not saying go force yourself to like something. Go try it. If you don't like it after like an hour, 2, 3 hours, I'd like, if you maybe give it like 3 or 2. Sometimes games need time to pick up. One of my favorite games of all time Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. That intro is really long. And I know a lot of people, that's their main complaint. I don't want an intro to be that long. I just want to start playing the game. But I mean, I have an argument for why it is good. But, I can see how that's a valid complaint to some people. But once you get past that, it's an amazing game. And you never know. Sometimes you never know if a game's going to be, a lot better based off the time you put into it. I think that goes for a lot of RPGs, especially. They get better as the deeper you get. So, yeah, I'm just saying, guys, put some time into some games. Listen, I could go on about this forever, like I said, but let's, I'm gonna wrap up. But before I do that, let's talk about Nintendo. Because I know a lot of people feel pretty, strongly about some things, but they don't feel as strong of a hate towards any other gaming company, but they do feel a large hate towards Nintendo. Now, why do people feel that hate? As a Nintendo glazer, even I could admit that those prices are horrendous. $80 for Mario Kart is awful, okay? There is a console bundle that you can get the game for $50 if you buy the console and the game. To be fair, people were, Mario Kart is $80. What else were you going to buy with the Switch at launch? Just buy the console bundle. It's cheaper, So that's kind of how I think about it. Like, you're only paying $50 for the game. And as fun as the game is, it's a great racing game. People who hate on Mario Kart World, I feel like either haven't played it or, maybe you just don't like it. That's a good reason to not like it. But I feel like if you haven't played it, you probably don't understand. A lot of the courses are great. The intermissions are, fun. It's like people are like, oh, you're driving on a straight road. I'm like, a straight road with a bunch of items and 24 racers gets kind of crazy. And I see a lot of people compare it to the new Sonic racing game that's coming out, and they'll always use like this bare bones racing footage of Mario, and then they're like, Mario Kart World versus Sonic, and then they show like this crazy hype, bunch of shit flying all over the place on the screen. Me personally, that kind of Sonic racing, it makes it look like one of those like arcade machine racers, which isn't a bad thing, but like when you see all like the colors flashing at your face, a bunch of crazy shit happening, that's basically kind of just what it reminds me of. But I see people compare it to that. I feel like there's just an unnecessary hate that the price gives it when it is a solid game. Is it worth $80? Probably not, if I'm being honest. As much as I do like Mario Kart World, I myself have issues with it. But do I think it deserves to be hated on at a base gameplay evaluation? No, I think the gameplay is fine. Besides that, they do a lot of weird shit. People, I see a lot of people, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 getting ported for $70. I'm like, well, you can buy them separately for $40. They're like, that's still too much. The Wii U, sold them for like $20. I'm like, that is a good deal, but you got to consider that they were not doing too well back then. And that there was no real like work done to them. They were just literal ports. Even if the bare bones of these new ports is just 4K, and then they changed a lot of textures apparently, and then they added a little bit more to Rosalina's storybook. People don't think that's worth the price increase, and I don't really think it's worth the price increase either, but at the same time, I'm still probably going to buy two. I'm not going to buy both because I already have one on my Mario 3D All-Stars. But yeah, I do think that it is an unfair price, but you got to understand, don't compare it to the Wii U. The Wii U is failing. People bring up the Wii U, oh, the deals. I'm like, they were trying to get anybody to buy that console, man. And to be honest, I had one growing up, so it was nice because you got a lot of really good deals on a lot of really good games. I mean, I remember near like At some point near the endish of the Wii U's life cycle, like Wind Waker HD was like $20. I was like, man, these are good prices. I already had Wind Waker HD, but that's cool. And it was interesting. It was a very interesting time for Nintendo back then. And I feel like when you compare it to that, it's like, oh, they had some pretty wonky stuff go on in the Wii U era. They've always been kind of a greedy company. So to be calling out their greed now like they were any better just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That's my only argument. Do they do greedy stuff? Yes. But when you say that they didn't do greedy stuff back in the day, you're joking yourself. I mean, they've always done really weird stuff. I see a lot of people bring up the image of the $50 Wii U, or not Wii U, a GameCube, or maybe I think it was $100 for a GameCube or something. And they're, oh my God, $100 for the GameCube. Dude, they were trying to sell those things. It was not a successful console. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a Wii U, but it did not do too well. I'm gonna be honest with you. The GameCube did not do too well. Nintendo has a history of being greedy, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of things people don't like. But I will defend them on one thing, and that is their one controversy of suing Palworld. I don't think it's fair to criticize them for suing Palworld, but not criticize Sony for suing that Horizon Zero Dawn ripoff game. You gotta criticize both if you're gonna criticize one, because they're basically just doing the same thing. And when people criticize Palworld, oh, they're just mad because they did it better. Fuck Palworld. What? I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that all of their like Pokemon were designed off AI. So I'm good on that. I'm good on that. But yeah, if you're gonna criticize one, you gotta criticize the other. And I saw nobody criticize Sony for suing a pretty blatant ripoff of Horizon Zero Dawn. And then people don't criticize Palworld, which is just an Arc clone with Pokemon mechanics. I mean, I don't know. I feel like people just hate Nintendo, so it's easier to, defend one thing and hate on another. That's my personal preference. I don't think a lot of people will agree with that take, but it is what it is. I'm saying what I think. So, yeah, I mean, that's really all I gotta say about Nintendo. They got bad prices, but the thing is, why they may have bad prices, but when they constantly pump out high quality games, I just don't care. I'm sorry. I just don't care. They pump out good games. I mean, it's hard not to, buy those games, especially being a Switch 2 owner. People are like, man, Donkey Kong Bonanza $70. It shouldn't be $70. I disagree with that. I've seen people say that. I think Donkey Kong is fully worth the $70. The $20 DLC, I'm not too sure about that. I saw a lot of people hating on that $20 DLC. I did a video on it, and I agree. It is. I don't know. I don't think it's worth $20, but Donkey Kong on its base is worth the $70. I don't understand that logic. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say about Nintendo. But what do you guys think? Are there any games that you feel are underrated that a lot of more people should give a try? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any suggestions, let the people know. In the comments. People might see it. I'll see it. If you guys got a game you guys want to recommend me that you think might be underrated, let me hear it. But that's really all I gotta say today, guys. I could go on forever about this, but I don't want the video to be too long. But if you guys enjoyed the video, have any thoughts, consider leaving a comment, liking, subbing, all that stuff. We're growing every day, and I really do appreciate everybody that helps out with that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and give new things a try. I am greasy, but of course, not literally. And I will see you all next time.